Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video. We're going to be filming an updated makeup inventory. Personally, I get so excited to track my makeup collection, see where we're at, seeing if we're going up, seeing if we're going down, and see which categories maybe I am not buying so much in, as well as which categories are my problem categories. So it was really fun to reflect on where we're at the beginning of 2023 to where we are at now heading into 2024. Some things we did well in, others we didn't, but I am very excited to share my final numbers with you guys. And if you're interested in where my makeup inventory lies, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content, palette themed content, or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. Okay, you guys, you wouldn't think prepping for a makeup inventory video would really be all that difficult, but it actually is extremely time consuming, and the prep that goes into the makeup inventory is not always the most fun. I also feel like I don't do myself justice in terms of I feel like I tweak categories all the time, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Where are you tracking this? I feel like I confuse myself. At the beginning of 2024, I had a goal to get my makeup collection to 450 products, excluding my eyeshadow palette category and my single shadows. And we'll let you know at the end of this video whether or not I hit that goal. At the beginning of the year, including all of my eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow singles, I had 769 products. Excluding singles and eyeshadow palettes, I had 476 products. So that's where we were starting out 2023, just to kind of give you a point of reference. I'm gonna scoot over so that I can share my pictures over here. I will note, and this is why I was saying the prep for this isn't always the most fun. I try my best to get the product categories right, but I feel like inevitably I'll take my picture and then I'll find a foundation sitting here or there, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I have to scribble the number out and change it, but I don't go back to then take all of my products out and take another picture. So if the pictures are off by a couple of products, that's why. And then I will say my lip category specifically, likely in lip oil, balm, and lip gloss, there's definitely lip products rolling around in my car, rolling around in my desk at work that I forgot to account for. So or at least likely. I tried to remember everything if I knew I had something at work, but take the lip product categories with plus or minus a few. So that being said, like I said, started the year with 769, including everything. Excluding, we're at 476. In June of this year, I was at 718, including eyeshadow palettes as well as eyeshadow singles. I did a pretty large, at least for me, palette declutter at the midpoint of this year, which is why I think this number went down so significantly. Excluding palettes and eyeshadow singles, I was at 462. So if I wanted to reach my goal, I needed to decrease all other products by at least 12 to get to 450. Let's go into each product category now. So up first, I have the primer category. I started the year with 17 primers. At the midpoint of this year, I had 16 primers, and right now I have 11 primers. I realized in the picture, I pictured the Peter Thomas Roth primer, but I'm decluttering that. I don't know why I included that. So that category is actually at 11. For foundation, I like to split it up into foundations and then also skin tints. So as a total between foundation and skin tints, I started the year with 28 products. Midway through the year, I had 28 products, and I'm currently sitting at 30 products. I will also say I'm planning to do a 2023 recap where I share with you how many empties I used up in each product category, as well as how many I purchased. So if you're wanting even more data, stay tuned for that video. But I went up by 2 foundations. I did use up some foundations this year, but I love buying and trying new foundations. So I feel like this is a problem area for me. In terms of the split, at the beginning of the year, I had 17 foundations. Midway through the year, 17 foundations. I now have 18. Skin tints, I had 11 at the beginning of the year, 11 at the midway point, and now I have 12 skin tints. So that's where we sit there. For concealer, Oh, I forgot to mention, primer category, we went down by 4 in terms of now versus the beginning of the year. Foundation, we went up by 2. Concealer I was proud of. I started the year with 13. Midway through the year, I had 10. I am now at 8 concealers, so we decreased this category from beginning to end of the year by 5, which is really exciting. I did use up quite a few concealers. I had some that were like close to being done, and I may have decluttered a couple of concealers as well. I'm honestly like, I can't really remember the very specifics. For the powder category, this is a category we went up in, which kind of surprises me because I'm like, really? I feel like I used up a decent amount of powders this year. I did bring some in, but I'm like, I would have expected to kind of like stay even, but at the beginning of the year I had 11 powders. In June I had 12, and I now have 15 powders, so we actually went up by 4 powders. Whoopsies. For setting sprays, I'm really proud of this category. I had 4 at the beginning of the year, 5 at the midway point of this year, and I now have only 3 setting sprays, and one of them is like almost done. I'm keeping the setting spray, even though I love to mist my face and I'll never be without setting spray. We're keeping this category to a minimum. For bronzer, total bronzer category, I started the year with 28. Midway through the year, I had 26. I now have 26, so we went down by 2. In terms of the split powder versus liquid/cream, powder bronzers started the year with 15. Midway through the year, I had 16, and I'm now back down to 15. I did finish up 1 powder bronzer this year, which is so exciting. And then in terms of cream and liquid bronzers, I started the year with 13. Midway through the year, I was down to 10, and I now have 11. So overall, we went down by 2 in the bronzer category. For blush, I did do some decluttering in my blush collection this year. I also still brought in too many blushes. I think I need to like go on a blush no-buy for a minute. But in terms of total blush category, I started the year with 60. This shockingly is not the worst my blush category has ever been. But June I had 51 blushes. I now have 52 blushes. So we did go up 1 from June, but down a total of 8 from the beginning of the year. For powder blush, I started the year with 32. I was down to 29 in June, and I'm down to 27 now. So through a little bit more decluttering, I'm down to 27 powder blushes. And then for cream blush or liquid blush, I started the year with 28. I was down to 22 in June, but I'm now back up to 25. And that's because I bought the Say Blush Trio for the holiday season, and I'm in love with it. So no regrets there. I'm getting tons of use out of that little trio. Okay, for highlighter, you guys, for the total highlighter category, I started the year with 40 highlights. I was up to 43 in June, and I'm now down to 41. So we did go up by 1 based on like beginning of the year, but we did decrease from the midpoint. For powder highlight, I had 26 at the beginning of the year, 26 in June, and I'm now down to 25 powder highlights. But for cream and liquid highlights, I started the year with 14. Midway through the year, I was at 17, and I'm now down to 16. So we went up in the cream highlight category, which is fine. I love a cream highlight from time to time. For mascara, I'm really excited about the mascara category because I feel like no matter what, my mascara category, I'd never see movement here just because you're always getting free mascara with everything, I feel like. But I started the year with 26 mascaras. I had 19 in June, and I'm now up to 20. I did purchase the Tower 28 mascara during the Sephora VIB sale, but we actually decreased by 6 mascaras, and I know I used up so many mascaras this year, so this is great. Okay, this is where I tweaked the categories a bit. In the past, if a face palette was like all highlighters, I counted it with my highlighters, but that doesn't make sense. And so my face palette category has changed significantly, as well as duos and trios. So at the beginning of the year, I was at 12 face palettes and 6 duos and trios, so for a total of 18. Midway through the year, I was at 15 face palettes, 9 duos and trios, for a total of 24. And now between the 2 categories, I can't remember. I think I just lotted them all together in one, and I have 25 face palettes, including my duo and trio face palette. So we went up by 8, but that like doesn't feel right. I don't believe I purchased 8 face palettes this year. I don't know what's going on here. This is like one of those categories that really confuses me because I'm like, I don't know how I was tracking things. For eye primer, I started the year with 5 eye primers. Halfway through the year, I was at 4, and now I'm down to 3. So we went down 2 total products from the beginning of the year here, which is good. I really feel like I only need 1 eye primer and 1 eye glue, like eyeshadow glue at a time. So even if this went down by 1 more, that would be okay. For brows, we actually went up in brows. We started the year with 8 brow products. We were down to 4 halfway through the year, and now we're back up to 10. I did purchase the brow trio from Goof Proof earlier in the holiday season. Then I always like to have my NYX Epic Brow on hand, as well as, I don't know if I would have to refer back to my picture. If the Huda Beauty Balm Brows is in this picture, I have finished that up, so this one would be one less, but brows were a little bit out of control right now. Really, I feel like I only need, I love the Undone Beauty Brow Duo. I like to have the NYX Brow Micro Back Brow, as well as like the NYX Brow Glue. That would be like my perfect combination of eyebrow products. For cream and liquid shadow, I started the year with 10. In June, I was at 16. I'm now at 21, which puts me up 11. I will say I'm a little bit like, I don't know how I tracked. This is another one that I'm like, it gets a little dicey with how we've tracked everything. Like, I feel like some of my cream shadow sticks I used to track in eyeliners. So I know I did not purchase 11 cream shadow sticks this year. I know I did not do that. For single shadows, I started the year with 138. Halfway through the year, I was down to 106. And I'm like, how did that happen? And now I'm up to 139 again. I will say I have depotted a good number of shadows from my collection. I actually don't know that I purchased, with the exception of 1 set from Cleota, which I believe was 9 shadows. I don't think I purchased any eyeshadow singles. Maybe like 1 or 2 Super Shocks from ColourPop, but this went up significantly. But part of that is because I was depotting a shade here and there from a palette I was decluttering. All right, for palettes, this actually is exciting because I purchased so many palettes this year, but I'm happy to, like, if I'm not using a palette, I'm happy to like send it home and have my mom or sister use it. I was so happy. I was home last weekend, and my mom, who doesn't like, I mean, she doesn't do like extravagant eyeshadow by any means. She was using the little ColourPop quad. Oh my gosh, I think it was not the Virgo one, maybe Capricorn in Charge, and it made my little heart so happy. I was like, Mom, you went and grabbed an eyeshadow palette out of the bin. So I like to share the love with my palettes. I love to try and test new palettes, and I will always be that way. So as much as I can, like, you know, move things out that I'm just not excited about or not using, I had 155 palettes at the beginning of the year, 150 halfway through the year, and I'm at 156 now. I did recently post an eyeshadow palette collection and small declutter. I only ended up decluttering like 20 or 22 palettes, but I do not want this to be much higher, but I'm still going to be buying all the new eyeshadow palettes. So that's where we're at there. Okay, for lips, I'm going to give you guys my lip category, like category by category, but then I finally totaled up like lips as a whole, because I'm like, okay, I have 40 lipsticks and 20 lip stains, not actually, but what does that equal in total in terms of lip products? Because when you think of it as like, I have over 150 lip products in total, that's a lot. Okay, lipstick category. We started the year with 42 lipsticks. Halfway through the year, we're at 40. I'm now at 41, so we went up by 1. Lip liner, started the year with 17. Halfway through the year, we're at 17. I'm now at 13, so we went down by 4. Lip oil and lip stain, we started the year with 9. We're at 15 halfway through the year, and we're now at 17, so up 2. I love a lip oil. I really do, so it's really gonna be hard for me to, I mean, I'd like to keep this maybe under 15. Like, this is excessive. Lip balm. I live in Minnesota, you guys, so like, I'm good with having some balms in the collection. I started the year with 10. I was at 9 lip balms halfway through the year, and I'm currently at 11. So we went up just 1 actually. And I've used up so many lip balms this year. So liquid lipstick, we started the year with 31. Halfway through the year, we were at 25, and we are now at 18, which makes me so happy because I do not use a liquid lipstick. And if I, like, a part of me is like, I should just declutter my entire liquid lipstick collection because it's rather old, and then just purchase like the staple shades from Dose of Colors. They make my favorite liquid lipstick formula. But I'm so happy to see this decrease by gosh, 11, 12, 13 we went down in. That's through decluttering. I did finish up maybe 1 this year, but still 18 is like a lot for this category. Lip gloss. I'm so proud of this category. We started the year with 62 lip glosses. Halfway through the year, we were at 52, and we are now at 41 lip glosses. I have used up so much gloss this year. I will say I am someone who literally almost at all points in time has something on my lip, whether it be a balm or a gloss. I'm constantly I have a car gloss, I have gloss everywhere, and it's always on my lips. I really put forth effort to use up some glosses this year. There were some that were almost done, so it wasn't like I finished up 20 brand new lip glosses this year, but I'm so excited about this. We went down in this category by 21 from the beginning of the year. And then for eyeliner, we started the year with 32 eyeliners. Sorry, I want to do my lip category as a whole. So at the beginning of the year, if you totaled all of my lip product categories, I was at 171 lip products, which is so many. In June, I was down to 158, and now I am down to 139 lip products, which is still so many. 139 lip products. But we're gonna keep chugging along. I won't stop buying balms, oils, or glosses, I can tell you that. Eyeliner, we were at 32 eyeliners at the beginning of the year. In June, we were at 40, and this is where I think some of my like cream eyeshadows, like sticks, I counted as an eyeliner because I did not buy 8 eyeliners. Like I just didn't. And then we are now at 37 eyeliners, so up 5 from the beginning of the year. And I'm still confused. I'm like, I don't really remember. I bought one during the Sephora VIB sale and like maybe got like a Kaja eyeliner. I'm like, where is this eyeliner coming from? I'm honestly not sure. But those are all of the categories, you guys. So did I reach my goal? That's where we're at. If you're following my makeup rehab series, I don't know if the update is gonna be before or after this, so maybe I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, maybe I don't want to spoil it. Go check out my makeup rehab. It's either posted yesterday or posting tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed. In terms of like how that went, how I ended my beauty budget for the year. But let's just chit chat about where my final numbers ended up. So including eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow singles, my makeup collection totals 737 products, which I get is literally so much. I am not a minimalist. I don't claim to be. I don't want to be. It's a lot. Excluding my eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow singles, my makeup collection is down to 441 products. Again, I know that is so many products, but I'm so excited to be under 450 products. I don't necessarily know the direction that I'm wanting to go with this next year. I want to have fun with makeup again. I'm not going to be as strict on myself in terms of like my makeup rehab series. I actually think I'm going to turn that series just into like me tracking my makeup purchases each month, but not necessarily giving myself like a strict like beauty budget of like 20 products. I think I might just like start at 0 and see where we end the year, not giving myself like a goal. Like start at 0 and see how we balance out between purchases and empties. That's what I'm thinking for my makeup rehab series this year, and I'm excited about it. I don't want to give myself a goal of like being like at 400 products by the end of the year. I don't know that that's the direction I want to go with my collection. I do know no matter what, I don't want to get to 500 or more. Like I don't want to like bring in 50 makeup products this year to like no makeup empties. Like that is not something I want to do. I'm just excited to continue to track my makeup collection, kind of see where it goes. It has slowly decreased year over year, but I'm still buying makeup, but I also use up, I really try and focus on using up products in my collection. So that is where my makeup inventory lies for the beginning, the end of 2023 / the beginning of 2024. Would love to know if you track your makeup collection. Where do you lie? What is your total number? Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.